It is ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tanitra. That's not Tanitra. That's Randy McMichael. You see right there, or you hear the voice of Randy McMichael that you're hearing right now. He is the former Miami Dolphin, 10-year NFL vet, and of course, you see it in the background for those of you who are watching right now, Georgia Bulldog, going for 3 straight in a row. We're going to talk about some Georgia Bulldogs in just a second.
All right.
But first, Randy, got to talk about the Atlanta Braves. They win the series against the New York Mutts, or as John Chuck would like to refer to them as, the New York Mutts. It's so funny about that. I love that nickname, man.
He's been such a bad influence on you like me.
I know, man. Like he just kind of bleeds like that pessimism. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, gotta love it though. But when they win the series 3-1 against the New York Mets, and one of the things that I feel like there was kind of overall that I took away from the series, not the 21-run score. Yeah, because we know, hey, we understand what the Braves can do when they're swinging the bats all right. Because up and down that lineup is absolutely ridiculous when you think about going 1 through 9 and having to deal with those cats. Right. But I think the biggest takeaway for me, Randy, is the fact that Spencer Strider was 7 innings. He had only 6 strikeouts, but I think I was actually, Tanisha and I had kind of talked about this before, was the fact that, a lot of times when you're getting these double-digit strikeouts, everything, that means a lot of times you're going deep in the counts, especially when you got guys fouling the ball off and all that stuff because they're trying to catch up to that fastball, that heater that he's throwing, 99 miles per hour and all that stuff, and you can kind of get into a lot of pitches, but I think he kind of switched it up just a little bit by, having those one-pitch at-bats, like, hey, guy popping up or, grounding out and everything like that, and I think that's something that I feel like Spencer try to focus in on as the season starts to wind down. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you this, Jarvis. When I saw him going back out for the 7th, I just automatically just assumed, just like this is like the last 2 starts when he went out, when he's going into the 7th, because he's had trouble once he's gone past the 6th inning, But I was glad Schmidt kind of put him back out there. Like you said, he was more in control and without the strikeouts, like you said, because a lot of those are those 2-3 counts, 2-2 counts, but the ball's being fouled off, and everything like that. So it was good to see him go back out there because, he's one of those guys, along with Max Fried, that when the other guys in the rotation stink, they can't afford to stink, And so the last start, Max Fried, who was going tonight versus the Yankees, he stunk his last outing. But not necessarily stunk, Jarvis. He had 1 bad inning. And I think that's the thing.
A little shaky,
with Spencer, it's been the same thing. 1 bad inning is usually in the 6th. It's been just a bad inning. Not a bad game, but a bad inning, and it usually gets out of control. And so for him to go in there and just be settled and go in there and be able to just, handle the 6, go all the way to the 7th. I thought that was big. But more importantly, I thought with Schnick just like, I know he's had a bad 6, 2 of the last 3 starts. But you know what? I'm going to put him back out there anyways. And he went ahead and he prevailed in those 7 innings.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that – but, like you're talking about speaking of 1 bad inning, you got Charlie Morton on the other hand too, like all those walks, man, and just the control issues that he's been having. It's just like, man, it's Uncle Charlie kind of – wearing down on us in front of our eyes. And to be honest with you, we kind of seen this like as we roll down towards the end of the season, whether it be ending the season with an injury or dealing with some ailments or something like that, and just not being able to get himself together. And I think that was something that was a little concerning, but unfortunately, they were playing against the New York Mets. But that brings me to my question. Do you think this was kind of like the Braves getting back on track, or this is like, hey, they're playing against the sorry behind Mets, and it kind of is what it is?
Well, hopefully it is something to get you back on track. I mean, they should have won all 4 games, but Yanni, of course, he had to go out there and stink it up like he always does. But
just stinky.
but I mean, I think it was fun. I laughed so much, especially Saturday when they just beat the hell out of the daggone Mets. It was just so fun and everything like that. And I mean, they are, don't get me wrong, they're head and shoulders better than the Mets. I think they're better than the damn Pirates, who just gave them all they wanted too.
Of course.
So I just look at it as, and you can just kind of tell the Mets are ready. They're ready for the season to be over so bad. Their players are, you can just tell by all those things. But I'm always going to look at it in a positive way and say they're you know what? They needed it. You know what? Because, I mean, that was a hard-fought series. I mean, 2-2 tie against the Pirates, long road trip and things like that. And they just need to get out of there with something. And for them to beat up on the Mets the way they did, hopefully it worked out. Again, we got the other New York team in town for a series this week. And hopefully it can carry over because there's another New York team talking about. So.
Yeah, I think that, you know, definitely coming into this, like definitely looking for Max Fried to kind of, you know, get it right. Like I want to see some balance, right? Like his first outing in 6 innings was absolutely perfect. Beautiful. And I was like, then you came in, he had the one bad inning. I just want to bounce it out. He don't have to be perfect. Like, just balance that bad boy out, be the ace of the staff because, hey, man, this is mid-August, man. You know, these playoffs are coming up pretty soon. They'll be here before you know it. So I just want to see some balance, you know, between what we're used to seeing from Max Fried and not necessarily bring start looking like the stock market going up and all down. And
right.
Another thing though that really stood out to me, Matt, was the fact that this dude Nicky Lopez,
man,
this dude went 4 for 6 on Saturday, and was just tearing the ball up. Then he went in and pitched in at the end of the game to on Saturday as well, like. Is this another one of Alex Anthopoulos'? He went 4 for 6, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, and he scored 3 runs in that first game of the twin bill, so to speak. Do you think this is another one of Alex Anthopoulos' like moves? Like, hey, I got me another one.
You know what? I don't know. He was outstanding, and for him to go in and pitch was great. I saw earlier today. He's starting today. I guess they're gonna let Ozzie rest because he did leave last night with some tightness, cramping. In his
hamstring,
so he's going to be out. So he's going to be starting for Ozzie today at second probably. And it's just great when you can have a utility guy. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go like that every time he's in a game. But, I mean, what an opportunity when you get a chance, to give Arcia the first game off and to be a part of that, getting his first hit as a Brave and doing all those different things. It was amazing. And hopefully he can continue it and everything because it does seem like every time when Alex fills in with a position player, he just hits it right on the head. And I don't know if it's, and a lot of times I can't say it's because you're playing with a better team. You're playing with a better roster, playing with better hitters around you, and you're going to get pitches. I don't think that's the biggest thing about him. He's going to get pitches to hit. And I thought that him having an opportunity to go out there and just fill in for Arcia because it's getting to the point of the season where you want to start giving some guys some rest and everything, especially guys like Ozzie, who's played every single game, Ronnie, who plays every single game, Matt Olson, who plays every single game, Austin Riley. You want to try and get these guys a day or so, but it's hard because they want to play. These guys enjoy playing baseball. So
especially Ronnie,
especially Ronnie. But I thought it was great for him to get out there and have fun and everything. And again, it was against the Mets, so that made it even better.
Yeah, man. He's like, as much as like you talk about that New York team, I'm not gonna say their name. I'm just gonna say the other New York team.
Right.
I don't like them. I just don't like them. I hate them. Kevin Seitzer, all them. I can't stand them mofos. Like, so yeah, I don't say their names on this show, and I'm glad that you didn't say it as well. So I appreciate that from you, my brother. All right, but coming up in a few minutes, we're gonna talk about whether or not the Falcons made a mistake by drafting Bijan over number 88. We'll talk about that. But first, I want to say thank you guys to all our everydayers. You guys have been rocking with us Monday through Friday. We appreciate you guys. Hey, if you're an everydayer, go ahead and drop it in that comment box. I'm an everydayer, Jarvis. I really appreciate you. When Tanisha coming back? Yeah, I got you, man. She's coming back. She'll be back next week. We got a nice little roster of people that are going to fill in. And we got my main man, Randy McMichael, filling in today.